I think as a songwriter, there is that urge to connect. There is that urge to say, like, this is how I feel sometimes, and then have fans say, oh my God, like I feel that way sometimes too. And I think a documentary, if you are open enough, you can connect with people.
Taylor Swift talks about songwriting and how it can connect with people's hearts. She's an experienced songwriter, and she wants to stress how all songwriters have this natural urge to make music that others can relate to. This connection with listeners is what makes songwriting work.
Everyone's different with their writing. A lot of people are stop-start. I know people who will write a verse for one song and decide to just put it on another song. Or like, I like this chorus, but I like it with this pre-chorus from this song. And I'm like, never done that once. I kind of have to capitalize on the excitement of me getting that idea and see it all the way through, or else I'll leave it behind and I'll just assume it wasn't good enough.
Swift talks about how people have different ways of writing songs. This shows that there isn't a one-size-fits-all method for songwriting, because songwriting is a personal journey and there's no right or wrong way to do it. It's about discovering what suits you best.
I wrote it by myself without any co-writers. So for 2 years I was living life, and I kind of write in real time. Like I write these moments in time. The songs are written when I'm feeling what it is I'm discussing in the song. So it's all sort of done when it's happening.
Taylor Swift's songwriting is amazing. She writes about her own life, making her songs feel real and relatable. Her music connects with many people, even though it's personal.
I think I was really in my feelings. I just get really in it when I'm writing a song, and I disappear into my phone because my phone is where I keep my notes and my phone is where I'm editing.
She shared some helpful insights about how she writes songs. She mentioned that when she writes, she really gets into her emotions, which is important for making songs feel genuine. She also talked about using her phone to jot down ideas and edit her work, showing how technology can be useful for songwriters.
To write, do you have to be in an environment to write songs?
I actually don't. It's more of like writing just kind of happens to me. Like no matter where I am, 4 in the morning or in the middle of a conversation, I'll just get an idea and I'll have to like record it into my cell phone so that...
She emphasizes that songwriting doesn't require a specific environment. It can strike at any moment, whether it's 4 in the morning or during a conversation. Taylor's habit of recording ideas on her cell phone is a practical approach to capturing those spontaneous, creative sparks.
You do it? Just phone.
Yeah, I record it onto the phone,
Yeah.
and then I come back to it later
Yep.
and like see if I want to expand it into a whole song, or if it's just stupid and I was like thought I had a good idea but I didn't, then I just delete it.
Ideas can pop up out of nowhere, so it's smart for songwriters to have a simple way to jot them down. This way, you don't lose out on any potentially great ideas, and you can develop them into full songs later on.
If a woman shares her experience in writing, she's oversharing, and she's over-emotional, or she might be crazy, or watch out, she'll write a song about you.
Yeah, well, there is that.
But that joke is so old, and it's coming from a place of such sexism.
Taylor Swift's talk highlights an important tip for songwriting. Don't let gender stereotypes hold you back. Society often unfairly judges women as oversharing or over-emotional when they express their experiences through writing or music. Taylor's advice is to ignore these biases and use your emotions and experiences as valuable sources of inspiration for your songs.
What happens to you as your career builds and builds and builds and builds is that if you've accomplished a thing in the past, all of a sudden you're expected to accomplish that thing plus another new thing plus this other thing over here.
As your career grows, there can be pressure to constantly top your previous work, like completing an obstacle course. You may feel the need to create songs for different audiences and purposes.
It's not how you should feel when you're creating. You know, you shouldn't feel like I need to make a track list where this one's for the stadium show, this one's for radio, this one's for people who want to get in their feelings. Check, check, check. And you can end up doing that.
Taylor's advice is clear. Don't lose sight of your passion and authenticity. When writing a song, stay true to your artistic vision and emotions, rather than trying to fit into commercial molds. This honesty often leads to the most meaningful music.
You can only hope that as a writer you start trying different things, and you try different chords or different structures of songs, different beats that you've never really explored that path before.
Taylor Swift's talk offers a valuable lesson for songwriters, emphasizing the importance of evolution in one's music.
I think, having always been a writer first, I'm obsessed with the syncopation of the way that words sound when they're said a certain way. And once I've kind of done something once, I always want to go to a different direction and never repeat myself.
As a writer, she explores different chords, song structures, and beats, constantly seeking new creative paths. This continuous pursuit of musical variety and innovation ensures that her work remains fresh and dynamic.
I think that I've always hoped that my music would constantly be changing, because you never want to make the same album twice, the same song twice. And, my greatest hope has been that as I grow, my fans will grow up with me, and as I change and my life changes, my music will change as well.
Like Taylor, every songwriter should realize that their audience can better appreciate and connect with their music when it reflects the changes and experiences in their own life. In essence, the key is to keep evolving and let your music evolve with you.
When I put out Folklore, I remember just feeling so proud and happy, but still like foot on the gas, like let's keep going, this is fun, I'm not finished with this.
This tells us that when you're working on something, you should keep at it until you're genuinely proud of it.
And everybody, all my collaborators, we all felt the same way about it, so we just kept going. With this one, I have this feeling of sort of quiet conclusion and sort of this weird serenity of like, we did what we set out to do, and we're all really proud of it, and that feels really, really nice.
What we can learn from this is that in songwriting, it's important to celebrate your successes while keeping the motivation to get better and create more.
I don't think you should ever have to apologize for your excitement just because it's like, I don't know, just because something's cliche doesn't mean that it's not something that's awesome.
You might find yourself questioning whether your ideas are original enough or if your emotions are too cliche. But Taylor Swift offers a refreshing perspective. The fact that something feels familiar doesn't diminish its worth. In music, emotions and experiences often mix, and that's completely fine.
Wherever I imagine them, and I can reflect my own emotions onto what I think they might be feeling, and I can create stories and characters and arcs and all this stuff, but I don't have to have it feel like when I put out an album, I'm just like giving tabloids ammunition and stuff.
In songwriting, it's okay to create a fictional world or characters to convey your feelings or tell a story. It allows you to be creative while protecting your privacy. So, aspiring songwriters can learn that they don't always have to reveal everything about themselves in their songs. They can use imagination to convey emotions and stories without making their personal lives the focus, providing a useful tool for both creative expression and maintaining privacy.
I think that one thing that the Reputation era of my life, per se, did for me was it taught me that I can live my life without any public approval and still have a really, really wonderful life.
Yeah.
And still want to make music and still want to connect with my fans. And like my love of music and my love of what I do and my ability to carve out a life of my own within that is a possibility.
This highlights the importance of staying true to your artistic vision and not being overly influenced by external opinions or trends. Songwriters should remember that their love for music and their passion for what they do should be their guiding force. Now that you've discovered Taylor Swift's genius in songwriting, why not dive deeper into the world of music creation? Check out Adele Being a Songwriting Genius for more songwriting insights and tips. Click right here to watch it now. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more music inspiration.